The best look is the front, a 10.4-inch screen. It's not feeling like a big bus. Hey guys, this is Jerry, welcome to the channel. Today we are driving a new Ute in the New Zealand market from a company called JAC. You could also name it as JAC. It's not a new vehicle for JAC, to be fair. JAC has been on the market for a very long time. They actually were established in 1964. It's been on the market for 60 years. It's been in New Zealand for quite some years as well. They've been doing trucks and commercial vehicles, and now finally a brand new Ute. Let's have a look around outside and I'll tell you the price, tell you the information about JAC, and tell you all the information you need to know about purchasing this JAC in New Zealand market. So what is JAC T9? It is a medium-sized Ute on the market. It's competing with things like Mitsubishi Triton, Nissan Navara, Canon in terms of GWM brand, and even the LDV T60, plus the most popular brands like the Ford Ranger and Toyota Hilux. The length of the vehicle is 5.33 meters long, and the wheelbase is 3.11 meters long. The width and height are close to 2 meters on all the dimensions. The standard Ute will get a black sports bar at the back. This one has the canopy built in from the aftermarket company. There are 7 colors available in New Zealand, and the pricing for New Zealand market is $49,990 plus ORC. There's only one trim available. This is considered to be the higher trim compared to other markets. In Australia, I believe there are 2 available. As standard, we are getting 18-inch wheels plus these dual-use kind of off-road plus city-use tires. They are not full all-terrain tires just yet, but they look great. From the exterior, the best look is the front. This is my favorite part about this vehicle in terms of look itself. It's got a very big chunky grille. It's quite boxy shape, glossy black finish for the mesh, and JAC logo, that's chrome finish, and lines on the side, chrome finish as well. There are slim daytime running lights and turning lights on the top, projector LED lights underneath. The indicator lights are also sequential turning, by the way, at the front at least. So overall the profile looks great. The bonnet is quite long, which is just like all the other Utes. There are some chrome decorations here, chrome wing covers, chrome door handles with keyless entry, chrome roof rails on the top. So yeah, side steps are also included even on the standard spec. That means it's a black metal trim with the JAC logo again. Personally, I think the white color on this vehicle looks really good because you get so many black trims and things like that. Tow bar is available, but of course, as an accessory, towing capacity is 3,000 kilograms on the braked. So it is a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 3,000 kg is pretty good actually for what the vehicle offers. Couple interesting points about the JAC. So about 20% of the Utes exported from China are actually a JAC Ute. Can you believe how many units they are selling across the country, across the globe? And speaking of the volume, they sold nearly 600,000 units last year for all their commercial and passenger lineups in China and outside of China. So that's massive. It's not a small company as far as we can see. Since it's not a small company, it's also backed up by a really good warranty. 5 years or 200,000 kilometers in New Zealand for the warranty pack. Plus roadside assistance is also available. So that's how the vehicle looks like from the exterior. Now let's go to the back just to see how the back looks like. That opens up and this drops down. There's no soft opening on this, so if you just let it go, it's gonna bounce. And it's quite heavy, it's rather heavy for this floor, but at least they are durable. Painted deck liner are over here, painted deck liner at the front. This of course has additional tray or storage and things like that. There are some accessories for media storage, JAC vest, JAC helmet, JAC toolbox and things like that. So they are really cool. Anyway, the size of this is 1.2 meters times 1 meter to be exact for the dimension. They are going to be able to fit a full pallet at the back, and the payload is 1 ton. So it is pretty good for this size of the vehicle. And that's the commercial standard for pretty much all the Utes on the market as well. Now, what's it like behind the driver's seats? So All the JAC T9 gets full synthetic leather seats with red stitchings on the side, some grey stitchings in the center. The door opening is really wide, so if you're going to use it as a lifestyle, your kids or your workmates can easily jump inside. Side step is easy. There's no door handles on this side, so yeah, it's okay. It's not that hard to get in. So this has been set to my driving position at about 178 centimeters tall. I've got good amount of leg room. It's not bad at all. Foot space is reasonably good. Pockets over here for your storage. 2 air vents are over here. Underneath we got one single USB-A, one single USB-C, plus a 220 volt power outlet. That's 3-pin for New Zealand market. In terms of door material, let's close the door. It's okay, the car shakes a little bit once you close it, but it's pretty normal for the size of this car. Plastic on the top, plastic in the center, some softer material on your armrest, and door handles is okay. There is armrest over here for your 2 cup holders and soft touch material again behind the seats. There is tethering point at the back and ISOFIX point at the back too. Tethering point is one of the easiest for me to use. I've set my baby seats over here or child seats over there. My kids are really happy at the back seats. They can stretch their legs, and I'll probably put a photo up there if you want to watch it. But apart from that, it's reasonably comfortable at the back. The seats are soft. It's not that hard to control. And that's the front. Again, we are going to have a quick look. Alright, these are the front seats. Electric adjusted on the driver and the passenger side. There's no lumbar support, but the lumbar support over here is really nice. The side support is really nice too. Step inside, there is door handles on the driver's side, by the way. Start the vehicle up, push button start and keyless entry are available, by the way. Steering wise, they are leather wrapped steering with some stitchings on the top and chrome finish or trim fix over here. You are going to get some fingerprints here and there, but yeah, it's okay. It's still better than some of the piano blacks, but there is some piano blacks underneath, by the way. Control on the side is a volume, menu and phone call, things like that. These are your cruise control settings. You are getting a adaptive cruise control and full complete package of safety suites, by the way. Indicators is on the left, windscreen wiper is on the right. Auto lights and auto wipers are also available. On the door side, window control, central locking, they are there. There's DPS filter cleaner, things like that. Window control and headlights leveling adjust is on the right side of the panel. If we go into the dashboard, you can see the side panel doesn't really change, but the center panel can be changed to 2 different displays. If you personalize this button to change that, of course, there is a yellow one with sort of dragons around that, and there's a blue one with the rings around it. That's only 2 design, but it looks okay. It's got all the information you need. If you press this button, you can change the display on the left to do whatever you like, to check your fuel consumption and things like that. I've driven the car for a couple of days and my average consumption is about 8.1 liter per 100 kilometers. It's not too bad. I couldn't find the dashboard size, but I think that's going to be somewhere around 6 point something to 8-inch display at the front. There's no heads-up display, but it's all pretty clear to see. If we go into the center, this is a 10.4-inch screen. It's got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, both are wired. There's no wireless Android Auto. Bluetooth is of course wireless. If you swipe the screen, these are your settings, or these are your apps for you to control. There are vehicle settings over here. There is system settings over here. These are the 2 main setting screen you will need to use. Apart from that, everything else is about sort of media system and things. There are tire pressure warning. There is ambient lighting over here. 360 camera is also available. They are really clear compared to any other Ute. This is pretty good. And if we go to other side, vehicle settings, there are many safety driving settings, safety settings and all that things. Speaking of safety settings, this car has got a full 5-star safety rating with all the newest technology and everything. If you think the 5-star is easier to achieve, no, it's unfortunately not. The system is getting harder and harder on many safety technologies, not just on the body frames and things like that. So it's got the facial detection system, it's got the blind spot detection, it's got pre-collision warning, it's got speed sign recognition. So everything works pretty good according to my sort of drive and experience. Alright, now we're on the driver's seat. Let's talk about visibility. Side mirrors are really large. There is a small space over here to see your giveaways and things like that. Side are okay. The rear windows are small and it's pretty dark due to the canopy at the back. So yeah, you're not gonna see much if you stack anything up at the back. All right, let's get on the road. Alright, as mentioned before, it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged motor, so it's not the most powerful motor on the market compared to all the other manufacturers and things like that. But it is pretty easy to drive. It's not sluggish at all. It's got an 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox. If you're familiar with the 8-speed ZF gearbox, they are really easy to work with. At any sort of ratio or torque, it's just easy to take off. Low torque power is always there, although it's a small motor, again, compared to other motors on the market. It's not terrible at all. Let's do around these corners and see the handling. It's all right. Of course, I'm doing the 2-wheel drive high speed at the moment, because as soon as you turn to 4-wheel drive, it's gonna switch off the traction control. I'm not sure why, but yeah, just the design of that particular feature. After driving a couple of days, what I found is suspension on this car is actually quite comfy on standard roads, even on some rough seals and here there, and they perform quite well. So the suspension setup on this vehicle is front double wishbone independent suspension, and rear is non-independent leaf spring suspension setup. It's quite standard across many Utes on the market. That means at the back you are able to tow a little bit more, plus get a good amount of payload. Again, the payload is 1 ton. At the same time, you are going to get a reasonably comfy experience on the driver's seats. The brake on this vehicle, this specific vehicle, is quite touchy, so if in any part of this video you're going to feel the brakes is not performing the way it should, don't worry, it's fine. I have only one small issue about the driving part, is when the vehicle is going downhill like what I'm doing right now, it kind of shifts quite aggressively lower gear. It's like some old cars you used to have overdrive off. I just feel like the overdrive off is switched on for this vehicle. The drive is just really high. It's just quite loud. It's trying to sort of maintain its speed, not going too fast downhill. That's the only weird part about this transmission. Apart from that, through every gears, they work just quite normal and quite standard as you'd imagine on a 8-speed automatic gearbox. And pickup is fine, so we're just driving on normal mode. I'm not going to sport mode just yet. They felt all right. Uphill, no issue. As long as you're pressing your foot down, you are going to get good amount of torque that's going to contribute to the wheels, and there's just enough traction even on this 2-wheel drive mode. We're going to downhill again. You are going to hear the engine noise again as the rev just holding its revs all the way up. Yeah, and it's on 6th gear right now, which is fun. Driving on these sort of surfaces, you are going to pick up certain noises around the cabins, road noise to be exact, and also some sort of wind noise, as you got big windscreen, big body shape. But I would rate this noise level to be just standard across all the Utes I've experienced. They are not terrible at all. Many Utes on the market will just perform like this. They're not going to be like an SUV that's going to be so soft and so easy to drive around these surfaces. We can't push too much of a speed, as the speed limit over here is 60. So we're just gonna drive very gently around these corners, because as soon as you put your foot down, you are just going over 60 very easily. The handling part on this car is actually quite good, to be fair. It doesn't handle like a car, I'll be honest with you, but at the same time, you're not going to find that it's understeer too much like this. I could comfortably just do a one-hand steering, although I shouldn't be doing that. And yeah, I think the whole gear change experience is fine, apart from the going downhill part. Whenever you go downhill, it just creates that big revs and going lower gear ratio for some reason. No one behind me. Let's just slow it down a little bit. 1, 2, 3 on normal mode. Gear changes there, lower ratio, and it's good to go just like that. Alright, we need to slow down. So obviously you get a small response time, small delay, as you would expect. Yeah, this is the thing again, going downhill, it's just holding its drives quite high up. I guess you can hear it's on 5th gear, 4th gear now. The handle's not bad at all. It was a quite sharp turn. I had to make that sharp turn. Go back. Let's go to the sport mode just to see how the sport mode treats us. That's good for the rain. Maybe we should try 4-wheel drive just to see if the handling actually changes or anything like that. Should we try acceleration over here? Since there's no one behind me, I'm gonna slow it down to 10. Let's put that. All right, 1, 2, 3. I guess that's the thing with having an 8-speed. The shifting on when you put your foot all the way down, they want to go higher gears really fast, so it doesn't feel that fast, to be fair. But when you are riding along nicely, if you put your foot down, instant 4th gear and 5th gear, just like that, that's pretty responsive too. It's okay, I think I can live with it. I'm not going to complain about how the gear change shifts when you drive forward. Yeah, it works like you expect on a 8-speed automatic gearbox. Let's go back to normal mode. I think it's just under 4-wheel drive, it's making a bit more noise than the 2-wheel drive. And I can drive just a bit faster around these corners, and you can see how the vehicle is confident around corners. The body roll is fine, it's not wobbly. And even the, let's say, turning angle or turning circle must be quite reasonably small too. It's not feeling like a big bus. I think the handle part of this vehicle makes me think it could take a bigger motor if there's a V6 ever available in the future. Because you can see the vehicle is very good around corners and very solid. It's not hesitating, it's not shy to show me the personality around these corners. And you can see how it just stakes on the ground very nicely, even with the big canopy at the back. Just ride that very nicely. Let's go back to 2-wheel drive and see if that still makes the same it's still the same noise, sorry, I was wrong. So 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive has no change on the noise level. As you put the foot down, when the torque is kicking in, it's gonna make that rev noise. That's normal then. Brakes feels okay. Only thing is this vehicle has a touchy brake pedal just from the start, but apart from that, everything's normal and not too soft at all. Maybe another acceleration before the speed limit. And sport mode, 30, 1, 2, 3. Alright. I think I'm fine with it, fine with the power. If you need to tow something like a 3.5 ton, unfortunately this won't do it, but for a standard Ute or tradies truck, this will do a lot of things like most people need on a daily basis. So what are my thoughts about the JAC T9 in terms of look? I love the look of the vehicle. I love the front. I think the design and language on the inside is fun. The material are hard plastic. They're going to be durable. They're rugged overall. At the same time, driving part, I think it's also in a fun level. I can't say it's the most perfect balanced gearbox and things like that, but at the same time, it's got good amount of power for a daily use tradies truck. Yeah, it's got enough space for 5 people inside. It's got enough gears. It's got all your safety technologies. For $50,000, it's still really, really good value. If you need to tow something about 3.5 ton, unfortunately, this one doesn't. But at the same time, if you don't need that, it ticks many, many boxes for many, many people. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you do not forget to subscribe. That's the best way to support the channel. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.